Yo, what's up everybody? Back for this Wednesday slate. In this video, we're going to look at the 10-game main slate for tonight. So let's get right into it. Please like and subscribe before we get started, and you can hit the bell icon next to the subscribe button if you want to get notified when I post my video. Starting off at pitcher, before we get into any of the picks, I want to talk about some of the worst pitchers on the slate that we have tonight. So we definitely want to be stacking up against these bottom three pitchers here. My favorite stack is going to be the Yankee stack against Dan Straly. Just because Straly is pitching at home in Baltimore. He's gotten absolutely destroyed in every start this season. For the most part, the Yankees already teed off of him in just 1 1/3 innings where they put up, had 5 runs that hit 2 home runs off of him in the first start of the season for him. He's given up he just has 16 strikeouts in 30 innings. He's given up 44 hits in 30 innings, and he's given up 10 home runs. So that's a home run per 9 rate of almost 3. And I'll show you the numbers for Straly so you can look at which side has been hitting the ball better against him, which side of the plate. You can't go wrong with a full stack against Straly with getting guys both lefties and righties. But righties have hit him a little better this season. It's about the same number of batters faced for lefties and righties, about 75. And righties are hitting .394 against him with a .732 slugging. The Yankees have a lot of their hitters back, like Hicks is back, and they're getting healthier now. So they have a ton of power in the lineup. The lineup went off yesterday with some home runs, and the Bronx Bombers should be out in full force tonight against Straly. Same thing with Nova, stacking up some Astros, especially if Springer's back in the lineup. That just makes the entire stack much more appealing. But Ivan Nova's been really bad this season, especially to lefties, and the Astros don't have a ton of lefties in there, but they do have a handful that we can choose from, like Josh Reddick, Gurriel. But even though Nova has been worse against lefties, I mean, righties are still teeing off against him. He has a .516 slugging, giving up 2 righties this season, and they're hitting almost 300 against him. So you can't go wrong with the Astros. And then finally, the Twins against Matt Harvey. So Harvey's been worse against lefties for his whole career, and I believe it's the same case so far this season in his couple starts. It is by far the same case. The .545 slugging given up to lefties, just a .381 slugging to righties, and a .273 average given up. So kind of got where I'm really looking for my bats tonight. We got the lefties from the Twins, and we got the righties and lefties from both the Yankees and the Astros. The only problem is those offenses are priced up like you would expect, but I don't really feel like stacking up any other team here. So going with those offenses, we're going to have to go cheap at pitching, which I don't really mind. I like Martin Perez as my first guy. Perez has been a completely different pitcher this season than in years past. Like I talked about him when I recommended him in the videos this season, he's really increased his velocity. He's gone up by 2 or 3 miles per hour, and that's led to a resurgence in strikeouts. He's never been a lot of a strikeout pitcher in the past, especially when he was with the Rangers, but now he has 53 strikeouts in just 53 innings, so a strikeout per inning is solid. His ERA is just 2.89. And the Angels, some of their better hitters are lefties like Cole Calhoun and Shohei Ohtani. So the only guy that really scares me in this lineup is going to be Mike Trout today. But the other guys, I feel like Perez can have some success against. And besides Trout in this ballpark, with some of the other lefties like Shohei Ohtani, I'm not worried about him against Perez. Same thing with Calhoun. I feel like he can have a good game here, and he has put up 30 points against a couple of really tough teams. A really tough team in the Houston Astros that don't strike out a lot, but he had 7 Ks against them and pitched 8 innings, so he has a ton of upside here against the Angels. And then I'm going to go with $8,500 Max Fried. He's been really good this season. The Braves have a couple of really good young pitching prospects, and Max Fried is another one of them. He has a 2.86 ERA this season. Just been pretty good with the strikeouts as well, just under a strikeout per inning. He doesn't give up many home runs, only has given up 6 home runs, and he's been really, really good with the walks. Only has 11 walks in the season, which allows him to go deep into games. He's only had 1 bad start, really, really bad start lately, which was against the Dodgers. He's been really good other than that one. And we know the Giants' offense is not good. They have a super low total. In this ballpark at night, it's extremely hard to hit the ball far because of the marine layer. And Fried here against a lefty, a lefty against the Giants, I feel pretty good about him. The only good lefty hitter on the Giants really is Evan Longoria, but he's really cooled off the last couple seasons, so I'm not really worried about anybody on the Giants offense here against the Braves pitching, and I feel like Max Fried at 8,500 has like mid-20 to high-20 point upside, maybe even low 30 point upside if they let him pitch over 100 pitches. He can get the job done. So those are the two pitchers I'm going to go with to allow me to fit in some of the Yankee stacks and the Astros and Twins stacks. Starting off at first base, give me Luke Voit. So Voigt's been crushing the ball this season. 5,300 is a good price tag. I mean, it's a high price tag for him, but it's definitely worth it against Straly, who's been terrible against righties, like I just showed you, and he's not going to strike out hitters. I wanted to show you guys the strikeout numbers for Straly. They've been, like I said, he only has like 16 strikeouts in well over like 39 innings, I think, or something. But against righties, he's barely striking any right-handed hitters out this season. And Voit does strike out at a good clip, so we feel like he's going to be able to put the ball in play in every at-bat against Straly, because Straly only has an embarrassing, where's the number? An embarrassing 8.1% K rate to righties. That is laughable for a major league pitcher. 8.1% K rate. That's a K per nine of just 3.6 and a home run per nine of 3.6 to right-handed hitters. Voit has a ton of power against everybody, especially a guy like Straly that gives up a ton of fly balls and all that good stuff. But Voit has been batting 254 against righties this season. He's good against lefties too, and his ISO numbers are really, really good. 231 ISO against right-handed pitching this season. I like Voit here at 5,300. Next up at third base, I'm going to go with Yuli Gurriel. So he's one of the few cheap guys on the Astros, few cheap hitters on the Astros at just 3,900. He's been hitting the ball a lot better this month of May. He got off to a very slow start in April, but he's been hitting the ball better. He went yard last night, I believe, and it's just a really good spot here. He's a switch hitter, so, I mean, he's a righty, but he will get to battle. Ivan Nova's been bad against right-handed hitters, too, this season, giving up almost a 300 batting average. And Gurriel is a little better against lefties, but I feel fine against him just because he's only 3,900, and he's been hitting in the middle of the lineup with a Springer out, but if Springer's back, I mean, he should still be hitting like 6th, so it's not a terrible spot in the order for him. Him and a guy at this price tag, with the Astros implied for so many runs here, he should get a lot of added RBI opportunities and should get a ton of at-bats here. So I like Gurriel. In the outfield, gonna go Clint Frazier. So Frazier's bat finally woke up. Coming after a stint on the IL, he was extremely bad in a pretty long slump where he didn't go yard for a long time. But now he went yard twice against the Orioles pitching last night, and has another great chance to go yard again against Straly and stay hot. He's very cheap at 4,300, especially with the matchup here. So at 4,300, Frazier, really like the price tag on him. Against Straly, just showed you guys how bad Straly was against right-handed hitters. And Frazier is like 2 for 2 against Straly, and he does have a home run in those 2 at-bats. So I feel like Frazier's in for another big night tonight. And then last but not least, I like Max Kepler again. So he's just been a pretty good hitter as of late. He bats leadoff against Harvey on the road. So you get those guaranteed 9th inning at-bats. So you're probably looking at like 5 at-bats at least, maybe 6, if the Twins offense really goes off, and I think they can, just because of all the lefty-handed hitters they have on the lineup with like Kepler, Rosario, Marwin Gonzalez, a switch hitter. So they have a lot of lefties that they can throw out against Harvey, and Kepler leading off at just $4,100 seems like a pretty good bet. He does have power with 9 home runs on the season. He has good numbers against right-handed pitching, is a lot better against them. And he doesn't strike out that much, only 28 strikeouts and 164 at-bats. So I like to see that out of Kepler, but that's pretty much it for the video. Going to go mid-range at pitching so I can fit in some of these stacks that look really, really good today. But thanks for watching. I appreciate it. You can like the video if you enjoyed, and good luck today.